Hello, welcome to my channel. Um, I generally talk about horses, horse racing, and different strategies on how to win a horse race. Could be in any country. Um, so yes, welcome to my channel. Now, today's topic is maiden horses. This is, one of the most exciting and thrilling um, chapter of the entire horse racing thing, and we're going to talk about it today. So, maiden horses basically there are two categories. One um, category one is the horses which have never been into a race course, or even they've been there, they didn't actually run in a competition, in a race. And the second category is the horses that have been to a horse racing course and they have run in races, but they've never won a race. So both of them are maiden horses. And we will talk about both of them today. So the first one, the ones which have never been to a race course and they're pretty young and this is the first time you get to see them running in a race. So that means uh, these horses basically have no experience in racing, though they have been trained and they have been, uh, you know, uh, they have gone through all those important basics uh, through the trainer and the jockeys and the owners um, on how to uh, participate in a race and how to run in a race and how to run faster, how to how to behave in a race. It's very similar, like when you if you have a child, when you put him uh, in a school and it's his first day in the school, you have prepared your child very well. You told him or her that in the school the parents are not going to be there. They're going to be teachers. There are going to be classes. You have to carry a bag where your books are going to be there, and your teachers might scold you if you do not listen to them. You're not supposed to do certain things. So you've told your kid everything that he needs to know before he actually goes to the school. But it depends on each and every individual kid how actually they behave in the school. So that's uh, for the maiden horses who have never been to a race course or never have participated in one. That's the first one. The second category is uh, the horses. They are also maiden. They have been running for a while. They have been taking they have been participating in different kind of races for a while, but for some reason they have never won a race. So these horses are like trained, they have been running, they know exactly what's happening around, but for some reason they have never won a race. These are two categories, and we will talk about the strengths and what we as people who are uh, who like to bet on horse racing and who like to watch horse racing and who are interested in horse racing in any other form or way. So, what do we need to uh, understand or take home um, from maiden horses? So, if we talk about the category one, now the category one is the kid, you know. These are basically 2 years old or maybe 2.5, 3 years old horses. They've been, uh, they've been going through a lot of training, and they've been told that you cannot do certain things. You have to behave properly. These are the things that the trainers and the owners and the jockeys they do. That's their job. So they train the young horses in a way so that they cannot, in a way so that they do exactly what a racing horse should be doing in a race course. So they do that, and it is expected that they would do the same as they were told by the uh, jockey or the trainer or the horse owner. By told, I mean trained. So they, that's an expectation that they would do that. But at times, things work the way it is supposed to work, and at times it doesn't. That's how life is. So if um there are, there's a race, and it is mentioned on the top of the uh, race card or on top of the declaration that this is a race about maiden horses between 2 to 3 years, and uh, when you look at it, it doesn't show any ratings. There are no ratings for the horses. So this is one important factor which you need to keep in mind when you look at a declaration, or when you look at a race card. If you do not see there is a rating for that horse, that means it is a young horse, which is a maiden horse, and it is yet to be rated. Now, the rating is generally done by the authorities uh, who are not the owners or the trainers of the horses. That means you cannot rate your own child. It is the school who's going to rate your child. That means when the horse starts running, wherever it is running, whether it is a club or a consortium or wherever, so they are going to be rating through their experts, and they're going to put a rating on that horse. But when you look at the declaration and when you look at the um, race card, if you do not see that there is a rating beside the name of the horse, if there is no rating beside the name of the horse, that means the horse is a maiden horse, which is a young horse, and it has never been rated. And maybe this is the first time it is running. So, what do you do in such a circumstances? Um, if you are someone who's in that race and you have to make uh, a decision on betting on that horse, on those horses which are maiden and young. So uh, there's only one strategy. There's only one strategy in this case. When there are no ratings and the horse is a maiden horse, it has never won a race, uh, or never been to uh, a race course, the category one, the kids, you know, maybe this is the first time they're running in a race and they don't have a rating, and um, you're standing there with the book and you want to make a choice on the winning horse. So in this case, your choice is not the horse, your choice is the jockey. Why? Because the horse doesn't have any idea of what it should be doing. Another important thing is when you see there is a race which is for the maiden horses. So you'd see that the weights are generally the same, uh, which are imposed. Now we'll talk about weights a little bit here. Weights, basically, when you look at a declaration or race book, you'll see there's a weight mentioned, um, beside the horse. The impost, the weight that the horse is carrying during the race. So when you look at races for maiden horses, which um, with no ratings, the young horses like 2 years, 2.5, 3 years old horses, chances are you'd see that most of the weights are the same for all the horses. If it is in my country where I live, it's in kilograms. So what we get to see is if it is a maiden horse race, and if it is a 2 to 3 years maiden horse race without rating, you'll get to see, all the horses will have same weight as impost that they're carrying during the race. This actually means that you know eh, people are trying to find out the actual strength, the actual strength of the horse that uh, it has. So, uh, well, and how does it affect you? Is basically uh, you go with the jockey, because when you're talking about a kid, you need to have a guardian with the kid to ensure that the kid behaves properly. So, uh, since it is not trained properly, it doesn't have any experience in running, in races. It doesn't have anything to do with the environment. It is for the first time it is there, and it is like uh, very surprised, and it is like thinking, where am I? Why am I running? And all that. But then this is where you do not choose the horse if you're betting. You choose the jockey, because the jockey is someone who knows how to make a horse behave. So that's for the horses 2 to 3 years old and without any rating, which means that they have never been to a race. Now we talk about the second category. The second category is the one which is um, the horses who have been to the races, but somehow they have never won a race, and they are also maiden horses. Now, what do you do in this case? So when you look at when you are there in a race course and you are participating or betting in a race that has horses uh, which are mentioned as maiden horses, and you see a rating beside them, you know, the difference between the first category and the second category is the first category will not have a rating, the second category will have a rating. So in this case, you get to see, you know, what is the rating of the horse, and rating of the horse is very important because that is done in a very scientific way. The horse has actually gone through a lot of um, uh, tests, and it has been tested in different conditions, and then that rating has been given by the authorities in a very very um, serious way. It is not something that that you can ignore. It's like a grade, when you go to a school, when you have passed an exam, so you get your results. Those numbers are important. So similarly, in horse racing, when you see those ratings beside a horse, and then you see that the horse has never won a race, that means uh, it did not have a favorable situation. Uh, Maybe whatever it was, but my advice here would be, when you are participating or betting in a race which is for maiden horses with rating, In this case, uh, you go with the 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 body weight of the horse. Most importantly, in this case also, you would likely see that they all have similar weights. You know, that's majority of the races. Um, so similar weights is in the imposed weight, the weight that the horse is carrying during the race. So when you see maiden horses with rating running with similar weights, you go with the body weight of the horse, the heaviest one of the lot, right? I hope I kind of um, was able to summarize my experience in horse racing here. So uh, that's more or less about it. Make sure that you tune in to my channel for more exciting horse racing content. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like. Thank you very much for your time today.